Click subscribe to get latest news and don't forget to press the bell icon.
It's been confirmed that there was collusion between a presidential candidate and Russia. It's just not the one the media's been shopping to the American people. According to the Washington Examiner, the Podesta Group, a lobbying firm whose founder, John Podesta, was chairman for Hillary Clinton's campaign, retroactively filed documents showing work done over 3 years ago. They admitted to working with a Ukrainian think tank with ties to Putin, without notifying the Doj before the elections. The work was done between 2012 and 2014 for the European Center for Modern Ukraine, according to the Daily Caller. Legally they are required by the Foreign Agents Registration Act to register with the Doj for any work done that benefits a foreign government, which they failed to do. During that time the group worked with the European Center as consultants, receiving $1.2 million for their services. The European Center is directed by Viktor Yanukovych, who has close ties to Putin. Paul Manafort, a former campaign manager for President Trump, had also done lobbying work for the group and while similarly failing to register, was transparent about his work and was working with federal agents to register, before the election. Jason Maloney asserted this when Manafort underwent investigations for his ties to Russia. Mr. Manafort received formal guidance recently from the authorities and he is taking appropriate steps in response to the guidance. The work in question was widely known, concluded before Mr. Manafort began working with the Trump campaign and was not conducted on behalf of the Russian government. The Podesta Group maintained that it did not register under FARA as the work done for the pro-Russia group isn't to benefit a foreign government. However, after investigations into Manafort revealed new information about the European Center's workings, a spokeswoman for the group said because of information brought to light in recent months they are now registering under FARA. What's interesting about this discovery is that Manafort was the earliest ammunition Democrats had of Trump's supposed collusion with Russia. An article in the New York Times even points to his work in Ukraine as the most condemning of allegations facing him. Democrats maintain that because of Manafort's ties to Putin, an example being the European Center, it helps prove their claims that he was part of the collusion with Russia and therefore assisted in influencing the election to his candidate's favor. If that's true, then couldn't the same be said for the Podesta Group? Wouldn't work done by the two founders, Tony and John Podesta, the latter being Clinton's presidential campaign chairman, for a pro-Russia organization be just as much evidence of a collusion between Clinton and Russia? All of the evidence of any collusion affecting the 2016 general election points to the Clinton campaign being the ones who broke election law. Do you believe Clinton and her team were simply trying to deflect from their nefarious acts by accusing Trump of collusion? Shouldn't the Podesta Group be under greater suspicion considering they had no intention of disclosing their work for the think tank until they were caught by the investigation? Whereas Manafort had intentions to disclose his working relationship with the center long before the elections, yet he's considered the collaborator? It's further evidence of the insanity behind the allegations of Russia's collusion with Trump. If Manafort's work with the think tank is evidence of collusion, then it would logically require that the Podesta Group's work for the same think tank also be held as evidence of collusion.